Where were you on September 11th, 2021? Actually, where were you on September 11th, 2001? 23 years ago today, the United States lost 2,977 people who were killed in the 9/11 terrorist attack on the World Trade Center and Pentagon buildings and the attempted takeover of United Airlines Flight 93 from hijackers. Let's pay special remembrance to Virgin Lucy Francis and our friend Fitzroy St. Rose, both from Dominica. The attack was part of a series of four suicide attacks that were coordinated to strike areas of New York City and Washington, D.C. Two Dominicans, Lucy Francis and Fitzroy St. Rose, lost their lives in the Twin Towers on that fatal day. Virgin Lucy Francis was 62 years old when she met her tragic end on September 11th, 2001. She was born on March 6, 1939 in Dominica, but moved to Barbados and migrated to the US in 1986. She worked at Windows on the World as a housekeeper on the 107th floor in the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Frances took immense pride in her work and on the morning of the attack was expected to begin her shift at 9 a.m., but went early as she usually did. She took the A train from Fulton Street and arrived well before the first plane struck the buildings. Her family still cannot believe that she is gone. 40-year-old St. Rose was a computer technician working for General Telecom on the 96th floor of One World Trade Center. He had a shy smile and an upbeat stride. He seemed to stand a bit taller, one close friend said, when he was doing things out of the goodness of his heart. He made several calls to his mother after the planes crashed into the towers. At about 8:50 a.m. that fatal day, he called his mother, Petronilla Pat Joseph, who was in Dominica, to tell her that there was something wrong in the building, but knew not what it was, Joseph said. He again called some minutes later to say that he was beginning to feel some panic because he could not get out of his office space. As the door was jammed, he added. He said there were about 7 others in the office, including 2 women. Joseph, who was in New York at the time, said her son then called him to find out if he could tell him what the situation was on the news about the happenings at the World Trade Center. He was told that it was on CNN News that a small plane had struck the North Tower, Joseph said. There was no further communication from him. All efforts to find what happened to him in the days after the building collapsed were in vain, he said. He was well known in his area, where he lived in the Bronx, and was involved in bringing Dominican musical bands to New York for Labor Day celebrations. His words at the fun party on that Labor Day, September 3rd, 2001 were, If I die today, I will say I lived a happy life in America, Joseph added. A few days later, he was gone. His body was never found. After the towers collapsed, a frantic and intensive search in several hospitals across New York bore no fruit, and the grim reality that he had actually died in the attacks soon became apparent. St. Rose was born on April 19th, 1961. He was from Canfield, attended the St. Mary's Academy, and worked as a firefighter before migrating to the Bronx. The names of the Dominicans who have been inscribed along with the 2,983 names of the men, women, and children, 2,977 killed on that day and 6 killed in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing into bronze parapets surrounding the twin memorial pools located at the footprints of the Twin Towers. Let us continue to remember all victims of this attack. So, guys, I just wanted to take a minute today as we remember all those who were lost in the terrorist attacks of 9/11, but a special tribute today to the two Dominicans that we lost in this tragedy. And I want to say a very special thank you to Mr. Wayne Liebert, the president of the Dominica Civicol Alumni Association, for the wonderful write-up which brought our fallen Dominicans to life. So today, again, we celebrate, we remember, we honor the lives of everyone who lost their lives during this terrorist attack, but in particular, we pay tribute to the two Dominicans, Virgin Lucy Francis and Fitzroy St. Rose, who perished during the terrorist attacks of 9/11.